Hello and welcome back to another Space Engineers Showcase video. In today's video, we're looking at another large mining ship, and this one is very impressive and called the Squid Mining Ship 01, which is this glorious thing over here. So this is a large block mining ship that features a bunch of hinges and rotors that allow the front here to open up and spin around to collect up a nice lot of resources, and I think it's best if I just show you what it does, because it's hard to explain it. So with my character now in the cockpit, I can press number 2 on the keyboard, and that is going to spin around the front section, where you should be able to see a nice lot of drills inside. If I was to press number 3, this is now going to open it up, and it'll become flush and allow you to cover a massive surface area on an asteroid to make sure you can collect up a lot of resources. And then finally we can press number 4, and that'll start the drills, and there we go. So I just turn that off for the moment, stop it rotating and fold it all the way back to how it was. I'll press F10, find it in the spawn menu, and we'll see how much this thing costs in terms of blocks. So here it is right here, it says it's 966 large blocks, using pretty much all the DLC packs. We do have a little bit of information about it right here where it is intended for creative mode, but it should work in survival mode, and does use a mod and a script. However, the mod is not listed, so there is one section on the ship that does not work, and that's simply a decoy system. I'll just give this a thumbs up, which I already have. Move all the way around to the very front, we'll have a quick look around the outside, and then we'll test it out to see what it can do. So if I just open this up for the moment, because it makes it a lot easier to view what's going on at the front here, this is what we get. So right in the middle, we've got ourselves a collector to collect up any few bits and bobs that's just floating around in the middle there. We can then see a bunch of drills to collect up all the resources, and you can also see the hinges that connect up to each of the little panels on the side there, which allow it to fold all the way in and all the way out. If we was to get a closer look at one of these drilling arms all the way over to here, we can see that the drill bit comes across onto a conveyor pipe, and we've got some blast or edge blocks on the edge there, just to make sure it has a little bit of protection. All the way onto the side, we've got a rotating red light. If we were to look at it on this side, we've got an LCD screen with a warning label. Then around onto the back there, that is what we get. So let's close that all the way up like so. We now turn our attention over to this section, where we can see some more conveyor pipes going across to the main body of the ship, where it will eventually go all the way across to our large cargo containers at the back. If we have to look at it on the side like so, we can see some more blinking red lights. We got some spotlights with a yellow glow. Then we can see some more blast or edge blocks in a lovely bright yellow colour that is just hiding a small pipe in the middle there, which has a nice bronze colouring. If it was to turn all the way around like so, we'll see some windows appear inside, and this is how we're going to fly the ship around and see where we're going in first person view. We also got some exhaust blocks shooting out a bit of smoke for some added decoration, and we got some fantastic use of our hazard skin block with an ore detector right at the very bottom, an ore detector and antenna setup, and then right over here we've got ourselves a piston, which is going to be for an elevator on the inside. So let's put the camera all the way through here. This is where the piston goes. Now come all the way up to this section and access all the stuff on the inside. There we go, we'll look at that a bit later. So on the side there we can see a couple more windows, some more blaster edge blocks. We then got HD written in some shiny brown colouring. We've got some hydrogen thrusters on the top, on the side and on the bottom to push this thing around. Some more yellow blocks with 01 written on there. Some more rotating red lights. Then all the way over to this section we see some catwalks along the top there, a large hydrogen tank once again in our lovely brownish colouring. We can see some more cylindrical columns there, we've got some interior pillars, and all the way over here we've got some more interior pillars with a white light on top. If we were to come all the way over to this section, this is part of the mod that is currently missing on this ship. So this is a little decoy firing system where we've got ourselves a welder that will weld up this little missile right here, which is simply a decoy, a battery and an ion thruster, and it will just fire it off towards an enemy, and hopefully they'll go for that rather than the ship. But yes, this thing doesn't really work properly without the mod, so we just ignore it for the moment. Coming all the way down to here, these are our large cargo containers to store all of our precious resources in, where once again we've got ourselves an LCD screen with a warning label on, some more great use of our hazard skin, and then coming all the way across over to this section we then got some beam blocks, come all the way across to our large hydrogen thruster, which is going to be used to push us around. And there we go, that's that at the very back. If you were to look all the way down and start to move towards the front, we've got some more interior pillars with some white lights on top. Some more great use of our beam blocks. We can see the conveyor pipe going along the middle there from the thruster. I go all the way across towards the front there. We've got a catwalk along the top in case you want to do some repair work, just walk around here. Some more great use of our hazard skin blocks, some more great use of our blast or edge blocks. There is our little decoy system with its welder. There is the hydrogen tank right below some more catwalks. And all the way over here, we then got a doorway, which is how we're going to get to the lower section in case we need to get there very quickly and don't have time to activate the elevator. Or maybe it's just an escape route from the lower room in case the elevator gets blown up. Yes, we see another rotating light, some more hydrogen thrusters. Then all the way over to here, this is the doorway to get in and out with how you're supposed to drive this thing around and actually access the proper elevator. All the way along over to here, a window to here inside the little room that I'm currently sitting in. There is a spotlight at the front there. There is our yellow blast or edge blocks. And this will take us all the way over to our drilling arms at the very front there. There we go. Yes, a very quick look now at the very bottom of this vehicle, wherever it's gone. There it is. Very easy to get yourself confused with this vehicle. This is simply the very bottom. There's our ore detector and antenna. There's the exhaust pipes on the side. Even more hydrogen thrusters. Another rotating light. There is the hydrogen tank. A connector to dock this thing up and unload anything you collected. And all the way towards the very back there, there is the thruster. And there we go. That is a very brief look around the outside of the Squid Mining Ship 01. And it's bloody fantastic with how it's all been set up. I absolutely love the arms at the front, how they open up and spin around. It does get a little bit wonky if I was to have this as a ship. Currently it's set as a station to make it more stable. I'll show you that a bit later on. But now what I can do is just grab hold of my character and I'll show off the inside. So there's the doorway to get in. It is a single door, so there's no airlock on this thing. But this is what we get all the way around the room. So we've got a bunch of windows on the side and at the top and at the front. Then right in the middle here is our hazard skin block, which is our elevator to move up and down. The button panel right here is how we're going to activate the elevator. And then we've got a control seat to control the drills and all the other stuff on the ship. So we'll press the big red button. There we go. Oh, I'm actually taking damage. I shouldn't be taking damage. Let's just go and tick that little box like there. There we go. Yes, this is the lower floor. We've got everything we need for the ship to move around, for us to respawn on, and a assembler in case we need it. Just looking all the way around over here, we've got a window here outside, armory locker, another button panel to raise the elevator up, some neon tubes, conveyor pipes going along the side of the room there, and here is our survivor kit to respawn on and to recharge ourselves. In this little gap here, this is where I think the model block that should have been on the ship is missing, because that would obviously bridge the gap there. Up these steps, we've got reactors that line this corridor, we've got a rotating light up there in the yellow colour. Then towards the back of this room, we've got some more conveyor blocks, a cargo container for access to dump stuff in, and all the way over to this section, this is our emergency door we saw on the top. So open that up, out we come, and now we're right next to our rotating red light, and there's our decoy sitting right there, there's the entrance to get back in. That brings us quite nicely all the way around. So opening up this doorway and coming back through, what I'll do very quickly is just activate that button there to bring that up in case I accidentally slip down. Now I can get into the seat, bring up the HUD, so these are the controls that we get. So number one is for our camera that sits on the side there to help fly this thing around. Number two and number three is how we're going to open up and rotate our drills at the front there. There we go. Pressing number four will turn on the drills. We'll just turn it off and close up for the moment. Number 7 is for our programmable block, which is going to be for our little decoy system at the back there. If we was to come into here and find a programmable block, we'll see that we have our DAB's missile guidance, which is going to be how we're going to fire that out. But I'm not sure if it's going to work without that mod. I think that mod was part of it, so we'll find out in just a minute. Number 8 is how we're going to control our decoy system at the back there, where we can turn this all the way around, like so. And then we can mouse click and fire it, but I don't think it's going to fire. If I come into the free camera and come all the way around towards the back here, I think it's going to be very angry. Yes, it seems like it's exceptionally angry with the sound and the sparks coming off that, but it's not going to be firing anytime soon, so hopefully it'll be okay. That's quite a lot of smoke coming off there, so let's just ignore it for the moment. Anyway, pressing number 9, that's going to be to turn on and off our rotating lights all the way around the ship, in case you don't want to have them on. Then on tab number 2, 3 and 4, we got nothing else, so now we can fly this thing around. So converting this to a ship and then moving forwards, this is what we get. So thanks to that large hydrogen thruster at the back there, we do have some nice speed for such a large mining ship. Coming to a stop, we are a little bit slower, and we can't really do a 180 to slow ourselves down a bit faster, so we will have to ride it out. Moving left, and moving right, we've got some nice speed with that. Moving down, and then moving up, some nice speed with that. And then wheeling my mouse around, this is what we get. It's got a surprising amount of control on this. I expected it to be a lot more heavier, so that should do quite nicely once we're all full up. But now what I can do is just fly over to an asteroid, which is conveniently nearby. I can now open this up, having now fly towards it and start collecting up any kind of stone. And here we are at the asteroid. I'm now about to touch it, so I'll activate the rotor. There we go. Now you can see the issue I was talking about with the actual ship. The ship is going to attempt to turn the opposite direction, so sometimes you do need to realign it to make sure it's not going all wonky. But now I can activate the drills. I can move a bit closer. I could even use the camera if I wanted to. For the moment, we'll just look at it like so. And this is all it does. Yes, it's not as efficient as having static drills on there. We can just fly all the way through an asteroid and collect everything up. This is more for showing off basically in creative mode. Yes, it can be used in survival mode, but as you can see here, it's going to take quite some time to actually mine everything up. So what I'll do now, being there's not too much else to talk about, is stop that. We'll close that up, I'll reverse all the way up, and then we'll charge towards the asteroid, crash into it, and we'll see what kind of damage we can deal. And that'll be that for this Squid Mining Ship. So here we go, we're now charging towards the asteroid here. This should make a nice big crash. As per usual, there'll be a link to it in the description below if you do wish to download and play around with it yourself. Highly recommend you do. And, oh wow. And wherever that's gone, that was actually bloody impressive. It just sort of merged into the asteroid. Look at that. What on earth has happened there? Yes, anyway, as I was saying, there'll be a link to it in the description below if you do wish to download and play around with it yourself. Highly recommend you do. There'll also be a link to the skybox I'm also using. And I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.